Time management is an essential skill for a musician, or really any artist, because our careers are so varied. We're always balancing a million different projects at once, and we have to be able to manage our time in order to increase our productivity and just increase the return on all the work that we're doing. So I wanted to give you some of my ideas and my tips for how I manage my time and what I've found to be useful in my career. I think the first step to managing your time as a musician is to create categories. Break your time down into all the different things that you do. So for me, my categories would be rehearsals, performances, teaching, filming, editing, and I really could go on. And you can get as detailed as you want with these categories, but just pick things that you feel you spend a good chunk of your time doing every week or at least every month. If you want to get really detailed, you can even break it down into about how many hours you spend per week or per month on each of these categories, just so you have an idea where your time is going. And it's not a bad idea to look at things that maybe are not concrete work, but that you still consider essential to your musicianship. So maybe that would be your independent practice time, maybe that would be yoga and stretching for taking care of your body after long practice sessions. Whatever it is, think of all the things that are essential to you and make sure that you include those in your categories. Once you've got your categories and you have an idea of how your time is going to be broken down, the next thing you want to do is keep a really organized calendar. I use Google Calendar because I can sync it to all my devices, and even if I'm on somebody else's computer, I can pull up Google Calendar and look at all my stuff. I can also share my calendar with friends and family if I need to, or even students if I wanted to do it for scheduling. I recommend a tech-friendly calendar because you don't have to worry about forgetting it at home, and you know that you'll be able to access it wherever you are. My typical calendar usually includes my students and each one of the lessons that I'm teaching, because for me, I teach in my students' homes, so each lesson is at a different location. So I put every individual lesson into my calendar. I also put days when I'm going to be either filming for my channel or editing for my channel. I also include rehearsals and performances, and even for myself, I like to include my workouts if I'm going to fit them in that day, or any personal engagements if I actually have the time for it. So really just including everything in your calendar is already going to help you just break down the time of your day much better. Once you've got your calendar going and you feel pretty confident going from day to day, I take it one step further, and every night before bed I make a to-do list for the next day. There are just a lot of small details that I think would actually make my calendar too crowded, because with all the things that I do, the calendar does fill up, and there are little details here and there that I don't want to have to squeeze into the calendar necessarily. So even for me, I'm constantly in my car driving to different places, whether it's my students' homes, the rehearsal location, performance location, or anything else. Because of all the different locations, I'm constantly having to leave the house at a different time based on where I'm going. So on my to-do list, I usually put exactly what time I need to be leaving the house, how much time I have in between things, if I'm going to be packing and bringing certain things like instrument supplies, or I'm out for a while for a rehearsal and I need to pack lunch, whatever it is. Those small details that are a little bit too much to put on the calendar are great for making a daily to-do list and just keeping track of everything. Because be honest with yourself, we're so busy as musicians and artists, it's too much to remember, and if we just commit it to our memory, we're going to be exhausted, overloaded, we're going to forget things. So put it down on paper, make sure you're committing to writing it down the night before, the day of, whatever it is, and you're going to find you're going to have a lot more free mind space to worry about other things, instead of making sure all your logistics are handled. And I think the last thing, and one of the things that attracted me to a freelance career, is allow for flexibility. Sometimes something comes up, maybe last minute, and you want to be able to move things around. You might not be able to do that, with a rehearsal for another group or maybe a lesson with a student, but if it's something like your personal practice time or something else that you've put in the calendar, it's great to feel like you're able to sub things in and out. Like something comes up and a friend is in town and you want to catch them on this one day. You're able to look at your calendar and easily say, okay, well, I've got these few hours of the day tomorrow. In between this and that, I can move my workout into that time and see my friend at this time. It's constantly a puzzle, but if you're committed to sort of viewing it that way, you really can fit a lot in, and you can make the most of your days by sort of thinking of your time scheduled into slots. While we can always strive to be more organized, I think it's great to push ourselves at least those first few steps to start getting things really in line, because it really makes our lives easier and allows us to do more with our time. If you have any suggestions on how you manage your time as a musician, be sure to leave those in the comments, because I love to hear from you guys too. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to check out the other videos on my channel about musician and career skills, and also my cello and baroque music videos. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you really like these videos and want to help support, you can become my patron on Patreon. Thanks for watching.